That makes me happy every time it plays. Welcome to Live Miss 25 Days of Visibility. I am your visibility and communication strategist, Rashonda Pratt, and I'm so glad that you are here. Let's go ahead and confront the pink elephant in the room. I'm a little bit tardy to the party today because it is cold in the Carolinas. I also need a little pick me up. So I went to Starbucks. I will not say their name because they are not official sponsor of this Live Miss 25 Days of Visibility, but I need to get something cold and warm because we're coming in hot today. I'm so excited about this topic. So as you are coming in, say, hey girl, hey to me. Let me know what city, state, or country you're tuning in from. Let me know that you're also sharing and tagging this with another leader, another business owner, because we are going to have an amazing conversation. So I'm just checking my socials to make sure, because I'm streaming to 3 platforms today. Yes, 3 platforms. Number 1, I'm streaming to LinkedIn. So make sure, if you're not already connected, look at the description here and make sure to send me a LinkedIn connection request. I'm just going to say this for the people in the back. LinkedIn is not the LinkedIn that you knew 10 years ago. There are some major things coming down the pipeline. There's some major things that are already happening on LinkedIn. And it would behoove you, I like that word, by the way, to tap into LinkedIn. There's about 1 billion people, a study that I read, 1 billion people on the platform, but only 10% are really using it. Matter of fact, if you do a Google search on the top social media platforms, LinkedIn won't even show up. Some people would look at that and say, well, why would I build a platform? Why would I use that for my thought leadership or my visibility? And I would say, why not? Because that means there's opportunity there. Yes, there is. So to my LinkedIn peeps, glad that you are here. Let me know that you are on LinkedIn by dropping in the comments LI. We also are streaming to our YouTube channel, Visibility is Power TV. So glad to see you all who are there. So if you're watching on YouTube, in the comments, drop YT. And as a bonus, I am streaming right now to Facebook, my personal Facebook page, Rashonda Pratt, because I didn't want to leave you guys out, because today's topic, all 25 days are going to be amazing. But today's topic, we're talking about how to think like a producer and not a poster. But let's go real quickly over our last couple of days that you have missed. Now, if you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, Visibility is Power TV, make sure to subscribe. You can go and watch the replays of the last 2 days that you've missed. And day number 1, we talked about the hidden expert problem, and we named what that problem is. Day 2, we talked about dismantling the lies that are keeping you stuck. There are 3 lies that I confront, and it's probably much more than that. And so today, on day 3, we are getting tactical, okay? So if you have been here all 3 days, I would love for you to drop in the chat what has been your aha moment or your biggest, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to implement that, because I always give you strategy and also homework and things that you can go and implement. Here's what I'm seeing happening right now in the visibility space. Everybody's posting. Everybody is posting right now. Everyone is creating content. LinkedIn is flooded. Instagram is saturated, and YouTube is packed. But here's the problem that I'm seeing. Most of it's noise, right? Because people are thinking like posters and not producers. I've said this many years ago, and I stand 10 toes down on this, and I will continue to say this until Christ's return. What we're doing on social media, ladies and gentlemen, is not being social. What we are doing on social media is actually building our own media network. When you think about and think like a producer, and you're saying to yourself, what do our people need today? What's the information that I can share with them? You are thinking like a producer. And so much like any affiliate, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, what you are doing on social is you ready for this? Creating your own and managing your own narrative. You are creating your own media empire and your own media stories. That's exactly what you're doing on social. And because we know that, We think a little bit differently. We approach our social media differently. We're not just posting about our sandwich that we had for lunch, unless that sandwich ties to a product, a way to provide value and transformation to people. So let's get into this. Because people are thinking like posters and not producers, they are really just throwing content at the wall, hoping something will stick. They're chasing trends. They're posting for the algorithm instead of posting for impact. And then you know what ends up happening? Burnout, been there, frustration, and crickets. But today, I'm giving you something different. I've spent 20 years behind the scenes as a television news producer. I've produced thousands of stories. I've launched shows. I've covered breaking news. I've trained anchors and reporters and photographers. And so today I'm teaching you how to think like I think, so your visibility content works. So let's get into it. I hope that you have your notes. Again, this replay will be up, but I hope you have your notes because we're getting ready to dive in. First of all, let's get into what is a producer. I remember when I started in television news 20 years ago, my mom and dad were very happy that I had a job my senior year of college, but my mom really didn't understand what a producer is. I know what a reporter is. I know what the anchor person is. I know what the meteorologist, because those people are front facing. But what is a producer? What does that person do? So let me explain what a producer does, because honestly, most people don't know. A producer is not the person who's on camera. The producer is the person behind the camera. They decide what story gets told, determines the angle and framing. They plan the structure from beginning of end of the broadcast. They know their audience and what they need, and they manage time, resources, and execution. If I could break it down into a word that you would really understand, the producer is the strategist. Come on, put that in the comments for me. The producer is the strategist. Yes, they are. So, what I've learned 20 years in TV, the best content doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. This is why I don't really teach about how to go viral in 24 hours. It's possible, but I've found that most people who go viral are not really prepared for it. One hit wonder. They don't know how they're able to build off of it in the moment, but how do you sustain it? So we want to really understand the poster versus the producer. Now, I want you to think about where you land. Seriously, this is not a judgment. If you are here and you're spending the next 25 days to increase your visibility, this is an opportunity for growth. We cannot change what we do not acknowledge. We cannot get better if we're not paying attention to what is going on. So what is the poster mindset? The poster mindset starts off with, what should I post today? Friends, countrymen, lend me your ear. That is, I am never at a shortage for content. Seriously, never. And I teach this to my clients as well. We're going to be kicking off the 90-day sprint coming up in January 2026. And I'm going to be diving deeper into how to think like a producer. That way you always have a reservoir of content and you're never sitting around wondering, what am I going to talk about today? Never. If I got a phone call today and someone says, Rashonda, by 3:00 today, I need you to be on the stage teaching and giving high value for 20 minutes. I could totally do it. Not because I am prepared for the stage. I have confidence. It has nothing to do with those things. Those things are helpful. But what does it have to do with? The fact that I have content on the ready. I understand what I could talk about without even thinking about it. Okay? Post when inspired, so they're inconsistent. Oh, I feel like posting today, so I'm going to do it. That's the poster mindset. They have hope that the algorithm will pick it up. I just hope the algorithm picks this thing up today. They measure success by likes and comments. Oh, people are so fickle, ladies and gentlemen. So you cannot measure it by likes and what people are. You just can't do that. That's gonna mess you up, friend. They feel like they're shouting into the world. Now I'm seeing my comments. Hey, Facebook friends. For some reason, it's not showing up on this side. So good morning. Good morning. I see all the peeps. Good to see you. Andrea Harrison says, I'm happy to say you've trained me well. I am a producer. Come on, Andrea. Yes, you are, girl. Yes, you are. What is the producer mindset? The producer mindset is, what story do I need to tell this week? That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different. What story do I need to tell this week? Right? Notice the poster is, what do I need to post today? But the producer is talking about, what story do I need to tell this week? That means they're not thinking about just today, but they're thinking about the entire week. They plan their content strategically. They're intentional about their visibility. Remember, we talked about our visibility not being optional. They're intentional about their visibility. The producer creates for the audience, not the algorithm. When I started thinking more about the algorithm a couple of years ago, that's when I started experiencing burnout. Because the algorithm is like children. One day they want to be an astronaut, the next day they want to be a neuroscientist. One day they want to be a neuroscientist, and the next day they want to be a YouTube creator. Right? It's fickle. The producer mindset, they measure success by impact and conversation, not just likes and comments. The producer mindset knows exactly who they're talking to and why. Listen, I am dropping the cheat code. And if you are here watching on all three platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, I would encourage you to share this, but also tag another leader who needs to hear this. So what's the difference between the poster and the producer? One is reactive, the other is strategic. One is exhausting, the other is sustainable. One is hoping, wishing, on a wing and a prayer, the other is building. And so I want you to answer this question right now in the comments. Which one are you? Let's be honest. Are you the poster or the producer? I want you to be honest, and I'm looking at the comments because I want to see which one you are. And here's the thing. We cannot fix what we don't acknowledge. So if you are saying, I listen, I am definitely the poster. If you're saying that is who you are, okay, great. Now we have acknowledged it, and now we can fix it. Right? We've acknowledged it, and now we can fix it. So let's get into this. If you are the poster, that's okay, because by the end of today, you're going to start thinking like a producer. See, that's the hope there. All right. So in television news, every story I produced had to answer 5 questions before I've ever hit record, before a reporter ever went out. And so I like to call these the 5 P's of visibility production. The 5 P's of visibility production. Michael Anderson, good to see you. I see your comment. You said poster currently, producer loading. Come on, sir. You better talk that talk. I love that. Poster currently, producer loading. Yes, it is. So we're going to get into the 5 P's of visible production. And this is a framework that you can use, that I use for every piece of visibility content that I create, whether it's a LinkedIn post, a speaking engagement, or a live video like this one. So here we go. Number 1, 5 P's of visibility production. Number 1, purpose. Here's the question you have to ask. Why am I creating this content? Your why is the North Star that directs every single thing that you are doing. And your answer can't be because I should post. Wrong answer. Not because everyone else is posting. Why does this piece of content need to exist? I just told you, we have enough noise in the world. And what I'm called to do, I'm called to release messengers, change agents into the world. People who are not just making noise, but have a sound that their audience is like, oh, Andrea, you're saying something differently. Oh, I'm going to lock into this. But if we are not asking this first question of why am I creating this content? Why does this piece of content even need to exist? Then you're just throwing spaghetti on the wall and you are just adding to the noise. So in TV, we ask, what is the news story of the day? That's basically what you're doing right here. This is why I told you, you need to think like a producer. We ask, why is this the news story of the day? What's the story of the day? For you, you need to ask, what transformation, insight, or value does this content offer? What does it have to offer? Yes, Michael, I know we're having a difficulty with that link. It's there's a new link and I got to go into Facebook and change that. It keeps popping up and populating. Let me see if I can go ahead and delete it. Unpin. Yeah, sorry about that, but thank you so much for letting me know. Okay, it should be deleted now, hopefully. Delete. Okay, so back to what I was saying. What transformation, insight, or value does this content offer? If you can't answer that clearly, then don't create it. Don't. Here's an example. Bad purpose. I need to post something on LinkedIn today. Good purpose. I need to help executives understand why their expertise isn't translating to influence. See the difference? You ready for this? One is about you. The other is about them. This is why I'm just going to go here. There was a season, and I still see people doing this, where, okay, let me not call that out. Let me back up. Let me say it like this. There's a lot of content that's out there for the sake of creating content, and no one's life is better for it. What was the purpose? Seeing you just do the same thing every month, what is the purpose? Okay, I'm just going to leave that there. 2, the second P, people, right? People. Who am I talking to? In TV news, I had to know my audience. Seriously, I didn't know my demographic. I didn't know their age, their concerns, their viewing habits. And you need to know yours. You should know your audience so well, you could write a page in their journal. Not everyone, not business professionals, but who specifically? Who are they? What do they do? What keeps them up at night? What's their fear? What's their hope? What do they love? Get specific, because when you're talking to everyone, you connect with no one. Come on, you need to put that in the comment section. That's a truth bomb. Because when you talk to everyone, you connect with no one. So your assignment right now for this people, is I want you to close your eyes right now. Yeah, unless you're driving and watching me, don't do that. Unless you're driving and watching me, do not close your eyes. But for those of you who are in your home office or maybe someplace where you are stationary, I want you to close your eyes for 5 seconds. Yep, 5 seconds. And I want you to picture one person who needs this content, who needs your content. What's their name and what's keeping them up at night? That's who you're creating for. When I first started doing live video, Natasha, good to see you. When I first started doing live video, no joke, and I had to get over my fear of being on camera. There are a couple of tricks and things that I did, and we have a camera confidence course that you can check out, really quick course. But one of the things that I did is I imagined the person. When I started understanding that I'm the solution that someone's praying for, I started thinking about that person when I was writing my notes, my script. I started thinking and envisioning that person and speaking to them. And then once I started getting more clients like Andrea and Crystal and Tony, those are the people I think about. I'm glad that you all are here, but I'm speaking to the Tonys of the world. I'm speaking to the Crystals of the world. You get what I'm saying? That's who you're creating content for. You can open your eyes now. The third P, Nicole DeShera. Love you, girl. Good to see you. Listen, to my Facebook peeps, I'm glad that y'all are here. I need y'all to connect with me over on LinkedIn. I'm trying to bring as much of you over there as possible. And I also need you to connect with me over on YouTube. Visibility is Power TV. So you guys don't miss the next 20 something days, because I'm doing 25 days of live visibility. Whew. Okay. All right. Third P, positioning. Here's the question. What's my angle? This is where most people get it wrong. They try to cover everything. They try to be comprehensive. They try to say it all. When I first started in ministry and ministering at my church, my pastor at the time would tell me, Rashonda, you only have 30 minutes, maybe 40. You're not going to get to all this content. This is pages and pages of notes. And then once you start speaking and Holy Spirit starts speaking through you, you're not going to get through all this. Guess what? It's the same when you go live. It's the same when you create video. In TV, we had to learn tighten it up. The tighter the angle, the stronger the story. You don't need to teach everything you know in one post. You just need to make one clear point that lands. And guess what? If you have more to say, make it a series. You're welcome. So this is how you find your angle. You ready? You're so welcome. I'm glad that this is helpful for you. This is how you find your angle. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I want them to remember after consuming this content? Woo! One thing, ladies and gentlemen, one thing, not 5 things, not 10 lessons, one thing. People don't have the attention span like they used to. One thing. What's the one thing that I want you to remember after consuming this content? You know what I can tell you? What's one thing I want you to remember after consuming all of this value that I'm giving you is Rashonda doesn't want me to think like a poster. I need to think like a producer. There's the one thing. Honestly, I could make this think like a producer, a whole series. Maybe I will. All right. So here's an example. Here's my topic: executive visibility. Angle 1, why your expertise isn't enough. Angle 2, the lies keeping you hidden. Angle 3, think like a producer. Same topic, different angles. Each one stands alone. I could walk away after that, everybody. Is this helping you? Like, I really need to know. Like, is this like, Rashonda, girl, you are changing my life. Just imagine if we worked together 90 days to even tighten this up even more. What? Crazy work. Are you understanding? We took one topic and broke it down to several different angles. And here's the thing. Can I just let you know? This is what we do in TV all the time. You'll see the big story at 5. You'll see a smaller version at 5:30. You'll see another version of the story at 5 at 6. You may see the live shot of it at 7. And then you're going to see a deeper dive story at 11. Nathalie says, mic drop. Think Like a Producer is a powerful series. Y'all, you overthinking things. And I want you to stop it. Stop it. This is why I'm doing Live Miss 25 different angles on the same core topic, visibility. I could walk away and run in this office. 25 days of going live, and it's only one topic, visibility. 25 days of visibility, but there's different angles. And my friend, you can do the same thing too. I just got to look at the comments because I just can't. Jade! Love you, my friend from LinkedIn. I love you. The 5 Ps. Love me some P-based alliteration. Let's go. I know you would, friend. I know you would. Like, it's one thing, but broken up into several different angles. Okay, I'm just going to say this because we're talking about thinking like a producer. And then we're going to move on. Do you know when you think like a producer, you don't have a problem now doing a live video, writing a blog post, because blogging is still hot, You now know how to do a short form video because you have all these different pieces. This is why I said you're not empty, you're full. You just need the strategy of what I'm sharing with you today in order to step fully into it. It is a game changer, total game changer. All right. Now, the fourth P, production. How will I structure this? Every TV news story has a structure. Okay, a hook, which you all are familiar with. In my world, we call it the lead. Don't bury the lead. Okay, the hook is what grabs attention in the first 3 seconds. Then we have context. Here's why this matters, and here's why this should matter to you. Then we have content. That's the information, and then we close. Here's what you need to do with it. So now we're talking about production. How do I structure this content? Hook, context, content, close. Your visibility content needs the same structure. Whether it's a LinkedIn post, a video, a speaking engagement, you need an opening that stops the scroll. You need the body that delivers value, and you need the close to tell them what to do next. Most people are skipping the hook and the close, and they just jump right into the information. But that is the power right there, because without the hook, no one's reading, no one's listening. And without a close, no one acts. I remember when I first started doing video, I would just end, okay, see you guys tomorrow. And people are like, well, what? Do you have a website? Where do we go to? I want to know more about this information. Do you have a Facebook community? Tell people what you want them to do. So here's a quick formula with this. Hook, a bold statement or question or story. And it's 1 to 2 sentences. You all, I need to do a storytelling boot camp, because some of you all are just telling too much information in a story. It was a red dress. I don't know, red dress. And what does the red dress have to do with the story? See, this is the thing. You're telling stories for yourself and not for your audience, right? It's about the people who are listening. It's not about you. I'm sorry. Dr. Cheryl Wood says this. She says, your story is about you, but it's not for you. Chew on that. Your story is about you, but it's not for you. So, hook, bold statement, question, or story. Content, your teaching, framework, or insight. That's 70% of the post. And then the close is your clear next step, which is 1 to 2 sentences. That's it. That's the structure. And you honestly can go anywhere on TikTok today and people will tell you, here's 17 hooks, here's download this, I got 100 hooks. I mean, they're everywhere. And we have hooks that we share with our clients as well that they can use to do their videos. So if you're interested in the 90-day visibility sprint kicking off January 2026, where we have a whole content vault. If you love this, imagine the vault that I have put together for you that includes hooks. I'm just saying. Last thing, number 5, promotion. How will people find this? That's the question. How will people find this? Remember, I told you all on day 1, being the best kept secret is the best kept lie. So stop being secretive, right? Here's what they don't tell you. Creating great content is only half the job. It is. In TV, we didn't just produce a story and hope people will watch. We promoted it. We teased it. We ran promos all day leading up to the newscast. And you can do the same thing, peeps. So I'm actually going to give you the promotion strategy. Pre-promote. Tease the content before you drop it. Tomorrow, I'm sharing X, Y, and Z. And here's the thing. Oh, I won't go there. I'm jumping the gun because I'm excited. Post promote. Share it again 24 to 48 hours later in new context. Let me go ahead and tell you this. I just want to confront the pink elephant in the room. Long gone are the days of, well, Rashonda, people already saw it. And I don't want to be sharing the same thing over and over again. Are you kidding me? Excuse me. The truth is they didn't see it. Dr. Miles Monroe says this, and science proves it. People need at least 7 touch points, at least 7 touch points. They didn't see it. I go live today. I'm going to take this same content, repurpose it into short form video. Y'all didn't see all of it. You don't even remember all of it. You're writing notes. You're writing in the comment section. People didn't see it. Put it back out there again. They didn't see it. Jade, I'm talking to you, friend. They didn't see it. Share it again. They didn't see the announcement. Jade knows what I'm talking about. They didn't see it. Share it again. Remind people again. They didn't see it. You know, Fashion Nova, Old Navy, if you're on their email list, they are emailing you, especially during the holidays, 3 to 4 times a day. Yeah, I know jeans are on sale for $12. You already told me that this morning. They don't care because they believe they got a solution and they're going to keep telling you until you see it and get it. But here you are being coy. No, I don't want to bother people. If they're bothered by you, they'll unsubscribe. Or they'll say, well, Shauna, thank you for the reminder because I forgot. You're welcome. Cross promote. Put it on multiple platforms with platform-specific angles. So cross promote. I'm doing that right now. We're going live for the next 25 days on YouTube and LinkedIn. But I'm sharing it right now to my Facebook community, to Facebook. And how am I cross promoting? Hey, you guys don't want to miss tomorrow. So I need you to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Visibility is Power TV. That's cross promotion. Be okay with doing that because we have to understand that your content doesn't end when you hit publish. That's when the work really begins. So let's do this live as we begin to close. So I'm going to produce a piece of content right now using the 5 Ps. And I want you to watch how I think through this, okay? So let's say that I want to create a LinkedIn post about why leaders stay hidden. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle Smith says, this is great information. I love it. Thank you. I'm glad you think this is great. So I start off with number 1 in our 5P visibility production framework. Number 1, purpose. So the purpose of this post, I'm sitting down at my desk, right, with LinkedIn, and I'm saying to myself, I want to help leaders understand the gap between competence and visibility. Now, this also is a live video that I did on Monday. Let me just go ahead and tell you, again, the gift. If you've already created the video content, you already wrote a script, you already have the goods. You can repurpose that into a blog. You can repurpose that into a post for LinkedIn, which is what I'm doing right now. So the purpose is I want leaders to understand the gap between competence and visibility, okay? People, I'm thinking to myself, who is this for? Senior leaders, and how are they feeling? They're feeling overlooked despite great performance. Got it. Positioning, what is my angle? Your work can't speak for itself because it doesn't have a mouth. You're competent, yes, but you're waiting for your work to speak for you, but it can't. Now we get into production. Here's the hook. You've been lied to about your visibility. What? That's going to cause me to stop my scroll. Wait, what? I've been lied to. Content. I'm going to get into my 3-part visibility gap framework. So I'm going to talk about those 3 parts. And then I'm going to close by asking a question. Which gap is causing you the most? Comment below. Then I'm going to post this on a Monday between 8 and 10 a.m. I'm giving y'all the cheat code. That's according to LinkedIn. No matter what time zone you're in, they're asking you to post content between that time. And I'm going to tease it the night before. Tomorrow, I'm exposing a lie that you keep believing about your visibility. I may do that in a video because I know my audience likes to see me on camera. Then I'm going to repurpose it on Instagram as a carousel. And then I'm going to share in stories this lie that I'm exposing with commentary. You see how that works? You're sitting here trying to do all the things, and things are right here. I didn't just say I'll post something about visibility. No, I produced a strategic piece of content with intention behind every decision. There's the difference. Now, I need you all to let me know in the comments. I'm looking at this right now. Let me know. What's the thoughts? Was this helpful? I need to know. I need to know. Was this helpful? Tell me what you're thinking. Oh, wow. I could put the comments on the screen. That's fancy. StreamYard. Thanks for that. Okay. I'm seeing. Okay. Helpful. All right. So here's your assignment. Yes, you have work to do. Pick one piece of content you want to create this week. It can be a LinkedIn post, a video, a speaking pitch, an email to your list that's been waiting to hear from you all year. And then I want you to run it through the 5 Ps. Purpose. Why does this need to exist? People. Who specifically am I talking to? Positioning. What's my one clear angle? Production. What's my structure? Hook, content, close. Promotion. How will I get it in front of people? Now, I want you to drop in the comments because we are going to hold each other accountable. What you're creating, just in one sentence. I'm creating your format, about, topic, for what audience? I'm creating format, about, topic, for audience. So for example, I'm creating a LinkedIn post about delegation for overwhelmed CEOs. Or I'm creating a video about pricing strategy for consultants. I want to see. Drop it here. What are you doing? What is the content that you are creating? Come on, I want to see it in the comment section. Remember, I'm creating format. So is that a IG carousel? Is it a video? Is it a LinkedIn post, a Facebook post about what's your topic? For who? Who is the people? What's the audience? I want to see. What are you doing? All right. Now, tomorrow, let's go over quickly what we covered today. Today, we covered the difference between a poster and a producer mindset. We talked about the 5 Ps of visibility production. And then we talked about how to produce content strategically and not reactively. Like, I got to post something because I need to post, right? So tomorrow, we're diving into the visibility audit. What's costing you opportunities? What's costing you opportunities? So I'm going to give you a framework to assess where you are right now and what needs to be fixed. Let me see. So Nathalie said, I'm creating a LinkedIn video, love it, about the 3 V's of leadership for women. You go, girl. Michelle says, I'm creating an email about successful health and wellness for midlife women. I love. Let me see if we have any other comments. Oh, Karen says, yes, this is very helpful. I'm glad it was helpful. Awesome. Who else? Michael Anderson says, I'm creating a Facebook post about changing your mindset to embrace the best version of yourself. I love it. Michael, I'm going to challenge you. Who's it for? We got to know who we're speaking to. So tell me who that audience is. Andrea says, I'm creating a YouTube video for women leaders who are still hiding and need strategy to show up and shine. You go, girl. I love it. Just like I love the Starbies. Again, not mentioning the name because they haven't paid to be a sponsor of this content. I shouldn't even show their name. All right. I love that. Who else? You guys are getting this. I love it. I love it. All right. So final thing as we begin to close. I love to say that like I'm a pastor. Okay. So remember, run one piece of your content through the 5 Ps this week. Share this with a leader who's posting without strategy, right? It's not any fun if my homies can't have none. So make sure you share this with other leaders and invite them to this conversation. And then I want you to show up tomorrow because we're going to be talking about auditing your visibility, okay? 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are live on Visibility is Power TV on YouTube and on Rashonda E. Pratt my page over on LinkedIn. I probably will not be streaming this live on Facebook. So if you're on the Book of Faces, go follow, go subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get and not miss any of this content. All right? Awesome. Listen, it's been amazing to have this time with you and to help you think like a producer so you can build like a strategist. Woo! I just love it. You guys have been so amazing. Thank you for being here. I'm Rashonda Pratt, visibility and communication strategist, helping leaders just like you to be seen, heard, and paid. This is Live Miss 25 Days of Visibility. So glad that you're here, and we'll see you again next time. Talk to you soon.